I wish they would hurry up and get it and see what I see so that we can move things forward. This is just frustrating me. Greetings. This is Miss Nina B. of the Miss Nina B Show, sharing words of wisdom, insights, and practical life tips. And today's episode is all about patience. Early in my career, I remember being in meetings and sharing what I then thought was something that I thought everybody could see. I would see a situation or a problem and I would think, let's do X, Y, and Z. And by the way, we also need to consider these other things so those won't happen, or other problems won't surface. Well, at that time, I was a new graduate coming out of college, coming in, working at IBM, my first real quote unquote job. And from their perspective, I didn't know anything. I hadn't experienced enough of life to be able to give insights or even forecast the possibility of particular things. And so, although in my mind, I could clearly see the potential issues, in their mind, they couldn't see it and they didn't understand what I felt I could see it. So the end result would be me being frustrated and also feeling unheard and overlooked and my input undervalued. I really wish that over my career that had significantly changed. Unfortunately, I'm going to be honest and say I still don't see that. I don't think that's significantly changed, although what has changed is my perspective on it. And I have to remind myself, because sometimes I slip back into my old mindsets about it. So what do I mean by that? Well, for one thing, there are times that we as individuals see things that others don't. A prime example is ultrasounds for babies. Well, I am not trained to see particularly old style images. And it's amazing to me that the technicians could look at the screen and know exactly what they're looking at. I would look at it and it would be just a blob of things. That's a clear example of how when we have particularly trained eyes or lenses to look at something, we see things other people don't see. Now, with a technician, if they tell us what they see, we'll believe them because we figured they're trained and certified. And we'll try to remember where they pointed. So when we take that little printout home or share it with a friend, we actually can point to the same spot and tell them the same thing. That is a good example of how we trust someone who is trained to look at things a certain way and to give us guidance as to what it is. The same applies in other areas of our lives. Sometimes, we may be the ones who see things, but that other people don't see. And if the technician would get frustrated if we say we don't know, they probably would look at us and say, yeah, I know you don't know because you're not trained to look at this. We have to get to that same point. If we see things others don't see, we have to be patient with the process of them getting to see what we see. Sometimes it just takes time for things to develop for them to see it as clear as we see it. Sometimes we just have to be patient with the people for them to have more experiences in life or in business before they get to see things that we see. Or it may be that we have to be patient with ourselves. Sometimes we get frustrated, not so much, well, at least I can say for me, not so much with the people in the process. I sometimes question my own abilities to communicate the thing. Like if they're not getting it, maybe I'm not communicating it well. So I have to give myself a break at times to say, no, Nina, that's not it. You just need to let it evolve. Give it time. Sometimes, even if you have forevision or forethought, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to share it or do anything with it. So I'm going through several situations at work now where we're seeing challenges that last year I said, well, if we don't do X, Y, and Z, we'll probably see these challenges down the road. And now we're down the road and we're seeing these challenges, and I find myself getting frustrated and to the point where I want to say, I told you that if we didn't do this other thing, these problems would show up. But I can't do that, and I shouldn't do that. I have to take a deep breath and be patient with the process, be patient with the people, and be patient with myself. So, I wanted to share this insight, wondering if maybe someone else could relate to this, or maybe not. Maybe you're the person who sees it ahead and you also have experienced that frustration. Maybe you're a person who's working with someone like me going, I don't see what she sees. Why is she getting frustrated with me if I don't see it? So maybe you're that person. And all I ask, if you are that person, just to acknowledge, say, I don't see what you see, but I'm willing to be patient. Are you? Sometimes it's just an acknowledgement that the possibility is there. It's very helpful to people like me. Okay. I'm once again sitting in my car doing a podcast. I did one last week. And so I want to start getting back to being consistently sharing some of my insights and thoughts. Hopefully, maybe it's helping someone else. If it is, drop me a message. Let me know. I have Miss Nina B Show on Facebook. I have Miss Nina B Show at gmail.com as an email address. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So any of the platforms, I would love to hear back from you, just to let me know if this is good stuff for you and if it makes a difference in your world. So for now, I'm going to sign off, and thank you for listening, the Miss Nina B Show family. And last episode, I got my tagline all wrong. Not all wrong, let's be clear, but a little wrong. And I'm surprised no one pointed it out to me. But I have it tonight. It is, be encouraged, be empowered, walk boldly into your dreams because you are great. Thanks for listening. Miss Nina B out.